Well, hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your February reading. We're already in February. Can you believe it? So, we are going to do a general love reading and a spiritual message. Spiritual message usually ties everything up together at the end for February. So, let's get into your general message first, Capricorn. Timestamps will be in the description box below as well. So, Capricorn, February. Okay, so we have forest, breath, and spring equinox, rebirth. So if you were waiting for good things to start happening, for things to lighten up, this is the time. I feel like this is the month that miracles start to happen, or things start to flow in a right way. The way that I'm getting it is it's because of your preparation. Yep, discipline, honor, and boundaries with the Metal King. So you've put a lot of things, pushed a lot of things to the side and worked on the things that you want. This doesn't necessarily have to be business. It could be love. It could be any kind of certain goal you have for yourself. But this is telling me like you've worked very, very hard, Capricorn, in the months leading up to now to get things the way that they are, and they're finally starting to roll, you know? It's like everything that you're doing is starting to accumulate to create this sort of break for you. It's not a break because you have to continue on, but it's more like things are starting to play out the way that they should be playing out for you. I love it. Beautiful. Okay. So let's get into your cards, Capricorn. Okay, we have the Knight of Wands. I'm going to switch over to the table. Okay, Knight of Wands. Seven of Cups. Yeah, I see things have been a little bit confusing for you as far as you trying out different options or looking at different options, page of coins, of things that you can do. I get this feeling of like a chicken with a head cut off, like running around with a chicken. Um, so I feel like you've been working really hard. You have been trying every single angle, kind of throwing things at the wall to see what is sticking and what doesn't stick. And you've been very adamant about making it happen. That has been your goal and your drive to make things happen. And what's interesting now is that it's starting to pay off, especially with the page of coins. You are starting to have a focus now on where you're going. Things are starting to happen. Something is starting to accumulate. I do feel like it's a little bit confusing. I get this feeling like you have some choices you need to make that may not be the easiest, especially for those of you in business. It's like it feels almost like that balance between being kind and compassionate and being a boss. It's kind of like that. So I feel like you have like choices that you need to make, but I guess they're hard morally, but not in the way that, you should be worried about. Eight of Wands in reverse, Knight of Swords, and the Two of Swords. Yeah. Um, yeah. I didn't I say there were choices? There's some sort of choice that you have to make, Capricorn, this month. Um, because now that things are picking up, or you have a better way of executing something, you have a decision to make. And that decision can be a little cutting to some people. It's like, it almost feels so swift and decisive that you are like, am I being mean to this person? Am I being too harsh? Am I cutting things off too soon? I feel like you have a lot of questions about what it is that you're doing. So I feel like there's a moment where you're either trying to figure out how to get around the situation, or you need to proceed. I feel like you need to proceed, but you're just a little bit hesitant, um, because it seems very harsh and very final. Queen of Swords in reverse, Seven of Swords reverse, and the Tower in reverse. I will say this. If you don't make the decision, as hard as it may be for you to do, you're missing an opportunity. It's like your opportunity to move forward. I do feel like you're taking time in February to really think things through and make sure that it's the right decision, because it feels very swift and very final to you. And once you go through with it, it's like you have to follow through with it. You have to say, this is how we're going, how we're moving forward. Um, yeah, you're scared about changing the status quo, but you changing things is better for you in the long term, like your abundance, your material world, your finances. So it's a hard decision to make. Um, I do feel like the other side of this coin does kind of feel like a victim or pushed away. I feel like someone thinks that you're being very, they're thinking about it in a negative way, or they're thinking about it in their perspective and not yours. You know, it's almost like you just have to do it this way. It kind of reminds me of a business thing where, like, if you're a boss and you have to fire someone and you don't want to fire them, they need the job, but you have to, for company purposes, like in financial purposes, it wouldn't make sense to keep them on or something like that. Okay. All right. But I almost feel like you're trying to think of a different way to go about things. Nine of Cups, Justice, King of Swords. Yeah, this is about trimming off access. That's what you're doing. You're trimming off access. It'll lead to a more smooth existence. A more things will run smoother. There's something about it though that doesn't feel fair to the other half, but it feels fair for you to do it. It's one of those things where you have to be a hard ass, excuse my language. It's like you have to make that decision. Um, it's like you're passing judgment, but it's something that has to be done. Like, it's not going to be fair on both sides. Unfortunately, it's not. Okay. Yeah. You're definitely trying to get your finances, money, or living situation in a better stance, I guess. Um, it's like you're feeling like the other half. What's a nice way to say this? It's like the other half isn't contributing enough to the whole. It's not about if they're not doing a good job for what they're doing. It's almost like the position isn't needed anymore. This seems very specific, this reading, but it may translate into other ways, but it's coming out in this way to me. Yeah, it something just doesn't feel lucrative in the long term. It's like, yeah, you can keep going or doing things the way that you're doing, but eventually you're going to have to put it to rest. Like, if you would just get rid of this or move this away or deal with it, or let this person go, things would settle down a little bit. Yeah, you're going to have to pass a hard judgment on something, Capricorn. You're going to have to pass a hard judgment. It's one of those things where the other side just has to figure out what they're going to do. They can fight you on it, but really the decision is good, bigger picture wise. What do you not see? I feel like this is going to mess up a friendship, a companionship, a work relationship by doing this. Um, it's almost like someone feels like you don't like them, or that you're trying to get rid of them, or that you're being mean to them in some way, like disrespectful in a way, but it's because they're just a little emotional. You're trying to tame a bigger situation that's bigger than how they see it. I'll say it that way. And it will open up new opportunities and better like money situations, prosperity, and structure for you. So it's a better situation for you, not so good for the other person. All right, Capricorn, that was very specific. I hope it resonated with you in some way. So we're going to go into love, okay? Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your love reading for February. Let's see what we got for you, Capricorn. Okay, for February. We have beneath the surface, hidden truths. Well, let's do this. Hidden truths, something unknown, hidden motivations, soulful appreciation, heartfelt gratitude, and Archangel Haniel, joy, blessing, intuition. Two vastly different energies when it comes to romance. Separation and past life relationship. Capricorn, what's going on? I almost feel like there's something that's bothering you about your partner in February. This to me feels like getting to the bottom of something or getting to the bottom of things. It's almost like if you're in a relationship, it's like you're prepping someone for the next steps. Like it's not just about having fun with them anymore. It's about like, is this something that I want for the future? Okay. I feel like you're trying to decide if you want to walk away or not. It feels like one of those dark moments where things are just going normally. And to another person, it looks like this is happening out of the blue. But I feel like for you, you're just taking inventory on what this relationship is, where it's going, how's it going to work, is there something that needs to be worked on, things like that. Some of you may be looking at a partner with cautious eyes. But what's interesting, and when I said these are vastly two different energies, Capricorn, the person on the other side is very happy to be with you. Okay? All they're thinking about is how to expand this, being open to new options and new beginnings and what the potential could be like. They're very happy to be with you. They're very happy to know you. It could be that someone has a crush on you and you don't know it. Could be that as well. The thing is, I feel like this person's intuition is noticing something is off with you. Okay? That you're doing something, that you may be testing them. Um, I feel like they are trying to pass those tests, and they're trying to kind of make you feel like things are okay. So I feel like whatever you throw out at this person, they're going to have a very good reaction and a good response to what it is that you're doing. It almost feels like if you've been hurt in the past or had trust issues, I feel like those things are coming up, and this person is kind of like nudging them back down. Okay. Very interesting. So let's get into your cards, Capricorn. Okay, the moon, two of swords, eight of coins. Yeah, this is something going on with you. It is. Um, this is like you're confused. Like your perception is getting confused. Maybe with the past and the present, maybe with you overthinking things. I feel like there's something getting confused here. And I feel like your person or who you're dealing with feels the pressure of that. The problem is you're working to figure out if this is a misunderstanding or a misconception, or self-deception, or it's this person, or it's the relationship, or it's you. Like you're trying to figure out how this all correlates for you, and they are trying to figure out why you're so stressed, or why you like what they can do to lift that up or not make you feel that way, or kind of make you feel like it's okay, like nothing is going on. So that's interesting. I feel like that's what we're going into February with. Five of Wands in reverse, Page of Coins in reverse, and the Four of Coins also in reverse, by the way. Yeah. I feel like you start to realize that it's you more than the other person. I told you. It just seems that way. I feel like you're being less defensive. Um you're looking at things more as a challenge to overcome instead of a conflict. I feel like that's a more reasonable way to look at things. It's like seeing that this is because your partner works with you and it makes you feel like they want that long term with you. This is something that you want to hold on to. So you're like, okay, let me clear this up. Let me figure out what's going on inside. Um, and I feel like your partner is um, kind of feeling is that feeling like there may be no hope. Like there may be no hope. Like you're gonna break up with them. Like it's gonna be all bad. I feel like this turned really fast. Um, like there's nothing that they feel like there's nothing that they can do to change things. But I also feel like they don't want to leave. Like somebody doesn't want to leave. They're not gonna leave. They're not like, oh, this is it. It's more like I'm not gonna let this person go, but I wish I knew what to do to fix it. I will say this in February, Capricorn. Be careful about stepping on a soapbox about things and then realizing later that there was no need to do that. Okay. Like it didn't help anything. It was like, oh, I just want to get this point across. I want to be the authority. I want people to listen to me. And then realize that there was no point to it. Be careful of that. I see you falling into that trap or being or having running the possibility of falling into that trap consistently. Okay. Because I feel like this person, the person that you're dealing with, or that's why I said this may be someone who secretly likes you, because I feel like this person doesn't feel seen by you right now. It's like this is the Capricorn show, you know? And it's like, well, this is what I'm saying. This is what I need. This is what's going on. You know, like I'm driven to figuring things out. I'm whatever, but I feel like this is all based on like a misconception or not realizing how your behavior and your actions are, because in your mind it probably does make sense, you know, but I feel like your actions are showing them differently. But this person does care about you, Capricorn. Just be careful about what you're creating with this energy, right? Because your willpower, your passion is driven to like not fight and make things easier and see the truth. And you're very like masculine energy, making things happen, doing creating things like that. But you can be a bit of a dictator during this time in your love life. So just be a little bit careful of that. Try to be compassionate if you can. I know it's going to be a little bit hard, but yeah, because I feel like the communication between you two is just being misinterpreted, and your partner is feeling like you have a lack of interest for them, or that you may break up with them, or like things are not going as well, but they're trying to be as positive as possible. It's just that they can't figure out what to do to help or what to do to turn the situation around. So it makes them feel kind of weird about things. Okay. Yeah, okay. So in love, I don't feel like you're acting very fairly. You're acting a lot on your side of things. Okay? And I feel like, believe it or not, this other person is working really hard to figure out, they're trying to figure out the details on really like what to do, what they can do, how they can handle it, what's going on, because they feel like something is falling apart. And it's interesting because on the same angle, you feel like something is falling apart or something needs to be fixed. But I feel like for you, it's more like it's about how I feel and not about how we feel. And for them, it's more about how we feel. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Be careful. Be careful about how you're using your energy. Very much dictatorship type of energy. Overthrow. It's like I'm gonna overthrow everything you say to me because I'm right. I know what to do. I have the way. Just follow me. You know. Um, be careful of holding on to that too much. And I feel like it's a fear of losing balance because you have just gotten balance or you've just gotten some sort of peace. And it's like I don't want to lose that. I don't want to let that go. Yeah, the fool in reverse. See? Being afraid. It's like being afraid of making the wrong move or following someone else and making the wrong move. And I feel like your person loves you and cares about you. They're coming towards you with that energy, but it's almost like, how can I say this? Almost like they are very sulky or trying to get around the issue. Yeah, they're coming at you to sort of fix things, but they feel blocked. You know, so they're getting in their feelings about how you feel about them and how things are going to work and all that. Okay. Yeah, so be careful that you're not compromising because it doesn't look like you are. It really feels like a me against the world instead of a us against the world. And I feel like your partner or whoever this is trying to be very patient, but patience only lasts so long. I'll say that. It wears thin pretty quickly. So yeah, it's more about you trying to not be disillusioned, um, and trying to keep everything together. You might have things going on in your life, so just be nice. That's the easiest way to say it. Let me see what you don't see, Capricorn. Hangman in reverse, Seven of Cups in reverse, and the Five of Wands. Learn how to separate your love life from your work life or what bad things that you have going on. It's not your partner's fault. It's not anyone else's fault. It's not nice to take things out on other people who don't deserve it. That's what it is. It's like you just have to learn how to deal with conflict in a kind manner. It's a version of sacrifice that you have to kind of learn how to do. Also, it would really help clear up things with your partner. So that little bit of confusion or them maybe making things up or trying to, it's like they're trying to settle things in their mind or make things make sense. And sometimes you can make up scenarios that aren't even there. Okay. It will really help with all that, to be honest. Um, yeah, I'll say that. It brings everything to the open. Okay. All right. Let's sum it all together, Capricorn. Hello, Capricorn. Let's see your spiritual message for February. Passion. I love this card because you are full of passion this um in February. You're definitely focused. Very much a go 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 energy, trying to make things happen, trying to create. Very masculine energy. And then we have dissipating. hmm So be careful when you get in that energy that you aren't pushing everything and everybody else to the side. Um, I feel like it's important to understand connections with others and compassion and being able to like connect with people as well and have boundaries. You don't have to like separate the two, is the easiest way I can say that. An impasse. Okay, so be careful of your passions and your drive creating blockages for you. Okay, um, because it's like you don't want to create another problem trying to solve one problem. Okay, okay, Capricorn, I love you. Talk to you later. Bye bye.